guys, and welcome to my channel Arabic with me, Rana. In today's video we are going to go to the old city of Jableh. So we spoke in our last videos, in our previous ones, about the Roman theater, and we had a little bit about the history of the city of Jableh, but right now we are going to go there. So we are going to the old city of Jableh. This is where we are going to, the only city it was inhabited, So all over around it, it was nothing, almost nothing. So let's see. Before we go there, I will just tell you something about the history of Jableh. So in this video I am going to speak a little bit in English and also in Arabic. So it's gonna be English-Arabic video. You can of course turn on your subtitles on YouTube so you can know what I'm speaking about. You can choose Arabic or English. This palace we are passing by, it is the palace of Ali Adib. This is what is it called, and it is nowadays a house. And now we will begin our tour. And this is the one of the 7 doors of the old city of Jableh. It has 7 old doors. This is the city of Jableh. Now we are beginning our tour. I will speak a little bit about the history of Jableh. Well, Jableh is one of the most important World Heritage cities. And at the Seville Conference of Historic Cities in 2007, a document issued by the participants' works said that people lived here means Jableh was inhabited 27,000 years before people's arrival in Damascus. I'm not really sure about this piece of information, but I just wanted you to know what I know. The city suffered 3 devastating earthquakes throughout its history. So these monuments and the houses, they are Roman monuments. They are Roman houses, Roman buildings. Why? We don't have any Phoenician stuff here because Jableh is one of the cities in Syria that had so many devastating earthquakes. So we might see, and we actually believe so, that we have 3 cities under this city. The last devastating earthquake of which was in the 19th century. And its people means the people of Jableh rebuilt it after each earthquake. Jableh is located on the Syrian coast, and it's a city with no specific date of its inception. But it's known with historical documents that the pharaohs occupied it 4,000 years ago. The city was subjected to the ancient Egyptians who called it Rana, but a kingdom was built in the countryside of Jableh, which is Siano, which is built on a notable hill, was rebelling against the Egyptian occupation. And today, Siano is one of the many villages of Jableh City. estimated that it was subject to the pharaohs and the Hittites together for 3 centuries in a row. After that, Gabala, which is Jableh, was subject to the Phoenician kingdom of Ugarit, and it was very influenced by the political and military presence of the Phoenicians. In the 9th and 8th centuries BC, the Assyrians took control of it. Then, in the 7th and 6th centuries BC, the Babylonians occupied it. Then the Greeks took control of it in the 4th century BC. Romans, which we have their monuments right now, Romans came and withdrew it from the Greeks in 64 BC to take the name of Gabala, and then Muslims, Arabs entered it in 638 AD. As you can see, this writing on the wall is actually Islamic. You can see that it goes back to 1294 AD. Now we entered this very ancient house. It has 2 floors, maybe 3, I'm not sure. And here you can see the ceiling. It's wooden ceiling. It's really, really old. The city of Jableh was associated with the cities of the ancient world through its port on the sea, which is likely to date back to the Phoenician period. This port is the current fishing port of the city of Jableh. The importance of this port is its direct connection with the ancient cities back then, confirmed by the presence of a number of granite columns on the southern rocky block of the port, and inside the old basin of the port as well. The work of the Danish archaeological mission working in the hill of Sokas in 1958 until 1963 AD confirmed the possibility of a temple in a rocky mass area, and the search carried out at that site revealed the existence of archaeological levels dating back to the 1st millennium BC and the 1st centuries AD. This means a great role this port has done in importing and exporting operations between Jableh and the rest of the Mediterranean countries.
These are the houses, the old, really old houses in Jableh City. This is what we call the street of Dribe, and it's really, really fabulous. It's so old, it goes back to the beginning of Jableh City, almost the beginning of Jableh City. So this is Dribe. Come on.
So as I told you, it is called Dribe right now because it's just one street, or what we call it's one neighborhood, not just street, in Jableh City. Because Jableh nowadays, it's actually so much bigger than it was before. So this is why it's just right now a neighborhood, and this neighborhood nowadays called Dribe. Why we call it Dribe? Because it comes from the word darb in Arabic and drub, which is the plural of it. Darb is just one narrow road, and drub is the plural of it. So this is why Dribe comes from it. But we all still tell that it is the old city of Jableh. وهلأ خلونا نحكي بالعربي. رح أحكي لكم عن تاريخ جبلة. جبلة السورية هي واحدة من أهم المدن العالمية التراثية. وبمؤتمر إشبيلية للمدن التاريخية بعام 2007 قالت وثيقة صادرة عن أعمال المشاركين إنه الإنسان سكن قبل وصوله لدمشق 27,000 سنة. أنا ماني كتير متأكدة من هيدي المعلومة، بس حبيت لكم إياها. تعرضت مدينة جبلة لثلاث زلازل مدمرة عبر تاريخها، آخرها كان بالقرن ال19، ودايماً كان أهلها بعد كل مرة يعيدوا بناءها من جديد. مدينة جبلة هي على الساحل السوري، وهي مدينة ما بينعرف إلها تاريخ معين لنشأتها يعني، بس بينعرف بوثائق تاريخية إنه الفراعنة احتلوها قبل 4000 سنة. خضعت المدينة للمصريين القدماء اللي أطلقوا عليها اسم كورنا. بس في مملكة انبنت بريف جبلة واللي هي سيانو تمردت ضد الاحتلال المصري، وسيانو اليوم هي واحدة من قرى جبلة الكتيرة. بيقدر العلماء أنه جبلة خضعت للفراعنة والحثيين مع بعض ل3 قرون متتالية ورا بعض، وبعد الحثيين خضعت جبلة لمملكة أوغاريت الفينيقية، وتأثرت كتير بالحضور السياسي والعسكري للفينيقيين. لهيك بالقرنين التاسع والثامن ما قبل الميلاد سيطر عليها الآشوريين، وبعدين بالسابع والسادس ما قبل الميلاد احتلها البابليين، وبعدين سيطر عليها اليونانيين بالقرن الرابع قبل الميلاد، وبعدين إجوا الرومان وسحبوها من أيدي اليونانيين بعام 64 ما قبل الميلاد. واللي بقيان هلأ هي بناء من بناء الرومانيين. شوفوا هيدي الأبواب القديمة لمدينة جبلة القديمة، شوفوا شو حلوين. ودخل بعدين العرب المسلمين على جبلة بعام 638 ميلادي.
This is the other part of Jableh City. So we have two parts. We have the one we were into, and this is the other part on the other side of the city, the old city. So let's continue. And by the way, this is very old wall. Its color is so beautiful, by the way. So let's continue.
ارتبطت مدينة جبلة مع مدن العالم القديم من خلال ميناء على البحر اللي منرجح أنه تاريخه بيعود للفترة الفينيقية. هيدا الميناء هو مرفأ الصيد الحالي لمدينة جبلة، وهيدا بيأكد أهميته، واللي بيأكد أهميته أكتر وجود عدد من الأعمدة الجرانيتية على الكتلة الصخرية الجنوبية للميناء داخل الحوض القديم للميناء. وأكدت أعمال البعث الأثرية الدنماركية العاملة في تل سوكاس بعام 1958 لعام 1963 احتمال وجود معبد بمنطقة الكتلة الصخرية، وكمان في سويات أثرية بتعود للألف الأول قبل الميلاد. And this is the part one of the old city of Jableh, my city, the city that I was born in. And we will continue in the next video.